Can you find treasures in an RV park? I believe you can.
Whoa! About living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see. You can't believe how the color of gold makes you lose control. Well, there's gold in them hills, and I've got the fever.
Welcome to Gold Fever Adventures. Glad you guys stopped in. I'm in an RV park here. You know, some people ask, can you find treasures in an RV park? I believe you can. I'm going to be swinging a metal detector, and we'll walk around. And I'll show you different places where you could dig at, or where you should be digging at in the RV parks to look for some treasures. And we'll just see what we can unearth or what we can find. I'm going to be using the Minelab Equinox 800. I'll probably be using field setting number 1, and I'll be using the 5-inch coral on that, the smaller one. But we'll swing that, see what we can find. But anyway, appreciate you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures. And hey, let's go treasure hunting. Now, really, before you go swinging a detector in the RV park, you should stop in and ask the managers there, the caretaker or manager, if it's okay if you can detect inside of their RV park. I've never had any problems, anybody telling me that I can't. Sometimes they may not want you to detect in certain areas or not. So it's always a good idea to check with the managers or the office first. Just make sure that it's okay that you detect inside their park. You know, plus the fact that they might, point you in a certain direction or tell you, like, somebody lost a ring over there that they never found, or somebody else has detected and they found some really cool stuff over there. So they might even help point you in the right direction to tell you where some cool stuff has been found before too. Now, there are probably places that you don't want to detect inside the RV park, like you probably don't want to be detecting in between the sites, the spots, although you might find some coins and stuff like that in between the sites. But generally they have the sewer connections and wires and stuff like that. So you tend to want to stay away from that there. You want to get more out in the fields and the more open spots of the park. You kind of want to look for picnic areas where gatherings happen at. If there's a creek running through, people like to stand in front of the creek or watch the creek. If there's any benches around, fireplaces, fire pits, stuff like that. Those are kind of good areas. Swings, playgrounds, all of those are kind of good areas to hang around and do a little bit of detecting around or in. Near parking spots where people park their cars. They get in and out, their keys to get in and out of their vehicles. Those are always excellent spots to detect. So I'm out here in this field. I've already got permission where I can kind of detect that around this park here. So I'm going to swing the detector and let's see what I can find. Now, probably also what you want to do, a couple tools that you want to make sure you have. You want just kind of the knife is what you want to dig with. You don't want to be bringing a pick and a shovel and stuff like that and start digging big holes. You just want a little knife with serrated edges that you can just kind of make a little circle with to pop that coin out. And also a pinpointer. That's very good to have too. You should have a pinpointer. Those are the two things you should have in your arsenal when you're detecting inside of parks. This target here, it's kind of bouncing around, 18, 27, bouncing all over the place. Tell me it's probably junk, probably like maybe aluminum can. I'm gonna go ahead and dig this up. The first thing I try to do is pinpoint where it's at. Okay, it's right there. Okay, it's right there. right there. So let's dig that up. What I want to try to do is just go around that in circular, kind of just circle, dig in. I feel like there's a rock down underneath that. I'm just gonna fold this back. Take your pinpointer again and try to locate it. Okay, it's telling me it's still there. There it is right there. It's a nail, screw. Okay, that's why it told me it was garbage. It was just jumping all over the place. So at least I pulled the nail or screw out of the ground for them. Go ahead and put your little divot back in there. Smash that back in. And you won't even know I was there. Now, this was telling me it was a nickel. That's kind of a wide area. It's right there though, so let's dig this up. So just dig a little divot out of there, pull that on back like so. Right there, I see it. And it's a nickel. It's a newer nickel, but it's a nickel. 2008, I think it says. But it's a nickel. This one rang up as a 15. Told me it was a nickel, but it's a pull tab. Generally, they ring up at like 16, these do. But this one fooled me. Pull tab. Right here, I'm getting a solid 25. There, so let's dig that on up. Pinpoint is right there. Right there's the pinpoint. I just made a little circle around it with my knife. Pull that plug on out there. And that's a dime. It's not silver. 19, what does that say? I really can't read that. I don't think it's silver, but it's a dime. Good places to detect. Look for the tent sites where they put their tents at. Generally in parks, there's designated areas where you can pitch your tents. Those are excellent places to detect around. There's a signal right there, 2930. That's generally a quarter. Let's dig that up right there. Okay, I got it pinpointed right there. Right there. Again, I just want to dig a little circle around it. They have these little devices that you can just stick in and pull it right out, a little plug. That's if you're really good at pinpointing and getting exactly where it is. Just cut that out like right there and pop this out of the ground. There it is. It's a quarter. 1980. 1980 quarter. Okay, this was ringing up a 13. That's generally a nickel. Right there. There it is. A nickel. It's a nickel. Again, it's not old, but it's a nickel. Okay, there's 25. That should be a dime. Let's get that out. Located right there. It is a dime. It doesn't look silver, but it is a dime. Looks like it might say 2006 maybe, but it's a dime. Tells me right there, 25 is another dime right there. And there it is, a dime. Again, not silver, but it's a dime. Now here, one or two things are happening. See, I got a target right there. Tells me that's a penny. I got another target right there, which is another penny. Could be a dime. That could be a penny. But it could also be like a pipe, an irrigation line, power cord. So if you get a signal, go off and see if it just keeps following up, then you know you're on some type of a power line. But since I've got so many signals right here, I'm going to dig one of these up just to see what it is. And once I pulled this plug out of here and started pinpointing it, it was just going all around it. So it tells me it's probably like maybe a bigger can or something down deeper. So I'm leaving that alone. Well, there's a penny. It's a newer penny, but it's been in the ground for a while, or it's had a lot of water on it. Got some good patina on it, but it's a penny. 29, 30, that tells me that again is a quarter. Let's get that out of there. There's a quarter, it's not silver. 1988. Not a quarter. This tells me this one, 13, is pretty steady, is a nickel. I did switch over to Park 1 also. There it is, a nickel. It's not old. It's been in the ground again for a while, but it's a nickel. Here's, that's ringing up 24, 21, 24, 23. I like to cross it. 25. It stays the same, both crosses. Sometimes it'll go away, but if it's consistent, generally a good target. So that tells me it could be a dime. Let's dig that up. See, once I got this plug out, it tells me the target's right there, target's over there. I don't think there's several targets, so I'm just going to leave that one alone. Right here, it's a solid 21. Tells me it's probably a penny. Let's dig it up. And you can see it fooled me. It's a tag off of something. Well, maybe it's a, it says sexual refrigeration. This patented plant without license is prohibited. Bionica, huh? That's kind of weird, ain't it? All America, huh? That's kind of cool. You know, if you find anything cool inside the park, you know, it's a good thing. Maybe you ought to let the managers or whoever's in charge kind of, you know, let them see what you found. Tell them what you found. You know, that makes them feel good. If you just found coins or anything good. I was in an RV park a while back and I found a couple rings. One of them was probably more valuable, and they, you know, they wanted to hold on to that to see if they could, if anybody would claim that. You know, probably nobody ever would, but you know what? I let them take it. The other one that I found was a silver ring, and you know, I kept that one, or they let me keep it, I should say. But you know, I let them know what I found, and that's always good to let them know what you find. You know, generally in these parks, where you see the grass, they probably have planted that grass So if you're going to look in the old orchards or, you know, you can tell by trees. Look at the trees that are growing. You know, if they're newer trees, they got a thinner trunk. If they got fat trunks on them, they've probably been around for a long time, and they may have just planted the grass around that area. So check around your larger trees. Those are always good signs that it's an older area where the larger trees are. You know, as you walk around the park and looking for your older trees, you can tell which ones have been there for a while, which ones have been recently planted. Like, you know, that one right there has recently been planted. Some of them in there, they've been around for a while. Now, once I was staying in this RV park, this was several years ago, they had a creek running through the park. So, you know me, I see a creek, I got to put a gold pan in there. And so I went down and I panned in the creek and I found some gold. Well, I did this little video about it, and well, I didn't know that, but a couple years later, I stopped back in that park again, and they were telling me that somebody panned in the creek and found gold, and it started a gold rush. Yeah. I kind of played dumb, you know. They said people are coming up with their dredges and high bankers and stuff, and they had to tell them no. So, you know, you should ask the property managers if you can pan in the creek or anything like that. Just, it's out of respect, and just let them know that there. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to do. I'll go down to the managers and I'll show them all the coins and that little tag that I found. Maybe they want that tag because maybe it's a important plant around here or something, but probably they don't. But, you know, like I said, it still makes them feel good to just let them know what you found in the park. They appreciate that. And then, of course, see your sprinklers right here. So you got underlying sprinklers running all over. So generally when you get in a grassy area, the electrical plugs all over here, like this here, you're going to run into a lot of that. And that's why you'll get a signal and you'll start chasing it, and it'll just keep on moving. So if you get a signal, make sure it's just in that one spot and it's not throughout the whole place. Well, so I just stopped in the office and showed them, you know, the tag in case they wanted that tag for something, if it was valuable or not. And showed them, you know, I got what coins I got. But, you know, they appreciated that stuff. And he told me that, you know, the original owners of this place, they had a greenhouse, and that's probably what that tag was, from the greenhouse. So anyways, it's always good, like I say, just to let them know what you found in the park. All right, I'm off on another adventure. Whew, that wore me out. Well, so let's look at all the stuff that I found. I'll put it under loop later and look at the exact dates. Let's see, so there is $1 and quarters, nothing new. Dimes, there's 4 dimes, there's 40 cents. 3 nickels, there's 50 cents. And 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. So there's $1.50, almost $1.60. Whoa. Just in coins. You know, I'm on vacation. I'm just traveling around, and I'm staying in these RV parks. So, you know, why not detect them while I'm here? So, I think I'm off on another park. Yep, I'm off to another location and another park to detect. Well, that was quite exciting. Found some coins. Didn't find nothing really valuable though. But, you know, this is a pretty big park. There's a lot of areas I could check in at or check around to. But, you know, kind of just do your research when you get in. Look around. Like I say, look for the larger trees. Look for parking lots where cars may have parked at. You know, where gathering is. Sometimes people put their chairs around campfires and, you know, stuff like that. So just kind of look around and look for that type of stuff. But always ask for permission. Anyways, I want to thank you guys coming along, sharing on these adventures. It's sure been fun. So we're off on doing something else. But hey, you guys all take care. And till our paths cross again, thanks for coming along, and we'll see you. Bye.
About living and loving, paying the bills, keeping things real, man, you know the deal. But when it's time for me to unwind, I gotta go someplace where the sun can shine, and there ain't no better place than out in the country. There's gold in them hills, and I'm gonna find it. It's a sight to see.